Hello guys, this is Vikas. Today we will discuss Psychology Paper 1 of 2020. Before that, a brief introduction. I did my BTech from IIT Roorkee, and after that I did MA from Delhi University in Psychology and appeared twice in mains. This was my third mains, and my scores are uh, this. This was my first attempt score. Uh, it's 101 in paper 1 and 106 in paper 2. Total 207. And this was my 2018 attempt. Appeared in interview, and my score is 135 in paper 1 and 153 in paper 2. So it's 288, and earlier it was 207. So I increased 81 marks in psychology. So let's proceed to the paper. Regarding paper, I think this paper is more practical in nature. The questions are more practical oriented. Also, there are some unconventional. It's unconventional in terms of weightage of marks. For instance, usually if you see from 2013 to 2016, intelligence chapter has weightage of 35 to 45 every year, and this time it got only 10 marks, and that too an indirect questions ki how intelligence home and school environment contributes to intelligence. So it's a bit subjectivity here. Second thing, this time it appeared like more of a test of research methods altogether rather than psychology and concepts. So, too much weighted on research methods and psychological tests. And third, there is also some topics like if you see now this question, this is usually asked in paper 2, but it got asked in paper 1. It's okay, but you are asking it for 20 marks. That's the problem. I don't think it's a problem, but still it's a bit unconventional. Okay, so that's the more of basic idea of paper. And now I want to tell you that UPSC psychology paper is not like a BA or MA paper that everybody starts with teaching, or just if you got some idea, you have done BA and you are start teaching UPSC psychology. Because you don't have an idea about the syllabus. It's a vast syllabus. 28 chapters are there, and I know you understand memory and all these chapters. But this is not the psychology. Psychology is too vast to be covered. So I really respect Pathak sir in this matter because he has covered it. He has every topper has referred to his notes. I have never met a topper who has not referred Pathak sir notes. So that's a salute to him. Second, regarding this paper, so we'll start with sources and questions. Okay. Second thing, I also want to tell that after every time the paper is out, paper is done, people start matching the sources. Just like prelims, हमारे test से we got 75 matches, we got 10 matches. This was the total question put out of our test series and all that. So let's discuss that aspect first. If you see, okay, regarding matches, it's not a GSO paper. It's a psychology optional paper. Optional paper means you have a fixed syllabus. Every question will be matched to some topic. So let's see. Start. First question. It's about Rorschach's ink-block test. So they're not asking directly what is Rorschach's test. They're asking its interpretation. It's a practical orientation. Oriented questions. So I don't think any test series would ask this. First, I'm discussing the test series part. Secondly, if you go through this question, artificial intelligence, tell me one test series which asked psychological abnormalities, how artificial helps in mental disorders, how meta memory and self instruction learning are related, what are the precursors of item response theory. Everybody knows CTT, but what are other developments that helps in coming out of item response theory? what is evolutionary view of psychology? Evolutionary view of view on learning. What is brain plasticity? Any passage which asks explain six basic emotions, their physiological features. This was discovered by Ekman and Izzard. Uh, uh, any passage with standardized and unstandardized beta coefficients. Any passage with even mentioned about dissociative amnesia. Any passage which asked about layperson definition of happiness. So it's very easy to say ki everything was from our notes, everything was from our tests. I really don't like these kind of people. I really respect those who say ki okay, we did our best and that's it. So let's start with the sources. Uh, this question, I think if you got basic idea about uh, projective methods, you can describe what are done and how we interpret themes, how we decide themes out of the responses and how we interpret. Second is about second question is knowledge about encoding. How does prior knowledge help in shape encoding in memory? So it's so encoding in memory. It's basically about meaningfulness and organization. Meaningfulness. You must know what is meaningfulness. It's the number of interconnection between old memory and new memory. So the greater the interconnection, greater the encoding, and that's how prior knowledge help. Other is schema, how organization help us in the two aspects. Third question is very easy. Everyone will do it because everyone studies the basic components of emotions. I don't think that needs to be discussed. Fourth question is a bit indirect. It's on intrinsic motivation. How rewards introduce intrinsic motivation. You will easily find it in Barron or any other book. Fifth question. Fifth question is directly from syllabus. If you read the syllabus, you will see a topic of how values are fostered. So there is no need to say ki it's in our test series because it is in every syllabus. Second, now this question is important. What is the role of artificial intelligence in psychology? So this article will do how artificial intelligence helps in building expert systems, how it helps in natural language processing, and all the applications of psychology, applications of AI in psychology. Now, second part is important. Second part says ki how therapies, how AI is used in psychological disorders and therapies aspects. So if you go to Morgan and King, there is mention of one AI machine named Aliza, which is helpful in non-directive therapy and all. So only mention in Morgan and King is that aspect of artificial intelligence, and that is being asked for 10 markers. So it's a bit too much to ask because only that information is available. Otherwise, we can always write ki diagnosis में help करेगा and prognosis में and all that. We can write. There is not problem of writing. But if we get exact material, then it gets easy to attempt questions in highly stressed situations. Second is meta memory and self-instruction learning. If both of them are asked separately, then it's easy to answer, but they are asking for differentiation and mainly differentiation. So one is strategy instruction in meta memory that is itself related to self instruction learning, and differentiate you can easily do it either by drawing a line or by comparing the features. Third part, precursors of item response theory. So it's basically CTT, emergence of information and communication technology, and other developments in adaptive testing and something related to it. So I am also not very sure about what are the exact precursors because I just got an idea. If you want to write, that's okay. Not the exact idea. So in what way it help in advancement of area of aptitude testing? That's easy. Second part is easy because how it's basically asking how CTT, how IRT is an advancement or CTT, so that you can relate with aptitude aspect. This question is very easy. This should be covered. There is no point of discussing it. Factor analysis, type of factor analysis, very easy. This question is a bit Nice. I like this question. Five perspectives they are asking. So you can easily write physiological perspective, cognitive, behavioral, psychodynamic, evolutionary, or whatever you like, with example or with some scientist. Third question, very, very easy, very nice question. Uh, fourth, this question is of mainly paper two. If you will see in a social integration chapter, in that we ask about serif theory, about outgroup homogeneity effect, about social comparison, social categorization, social identification, ultimate attribution error, decategorization, cross categorization, all these key terms. So one can attempt, but I really don't like this question here because it's a test of paper one. You are asking paper two syllabus. It's from the attitude and behavior chapter. Uh, there is a topic named stereotype and prejudice, development of stereotype and prejudice. This question is very easy. Every time UPSC is very obsessed with quasi-experimental designs, methods, and design. So this is covered everywhere. Now this question is also very good. They are asking about asking about how cognitivist, gestaltist, and evolutionary psychologists reacted to behaviorism. So this is about. So these two are covered, but this one is a bit odd. What is the perspective of evolutionary psychology? Mainly functionalism related. How functions of these organs have evolved. So you can do it. This question very much expected. COVID पे कुछ तो पूछेंगे ही. They asked it. This question is also a bit different. Brain plasticity, how brain, it's basically how brain adapts. I have read somewhere Oliver Sacks, in some Oliver Sacks anecdote, ki how a person got his left neural pathway disturbed, but right neural pathway adapted to it. I think it's, I read it in MIT openware course that the teacher, Prof. Gabrielli was telling that this. So I remembered it from there. Steps involved in communication training, easy, break it into three parts: source, receiver, channel, message. You do it. This question also you can do it, but not. This is not direct question, so I really don't like these kind of questions. Family. So in family, you can ask about how you can increase child expectation and provide the right environment, achievement, motivation, and all this. School may you can talk about Rosenthal effect and all. It's too subjective. I didn't like. Six primary emotions. That's a nice question. This time from emotion chapters, chapter 2-3 questions were asked. So these three are emotions: SSS, DF, and this was basically given by Ekman and Friesen, FACS, FAST. Through that instrument they try to measure it. Differential Erickson theory. It's easy, doable. This question I even don't know it. This aspect, second aspect, standardized and beta coefficient. I never studied it, so I will have to look for it. And this dissociative amnesia is also, I don't think it's covered in parent or anything. So that's also one needs to see how basically personal related to personal information. I am only telling you those aspects which are covered in books. So I can explain everything by reading, but I don't want to do it right now. So this one was very easy, projective, non-projective. This one was also expected. Kind of they were going to ask from aging this time. Previously they asked from adolescence. In 2017, 18 they asked from childhood, adolescence, and now this time aging. That's why a sequence. Grounded theory. That's also easy question, not a difficult question. How coding, actual coding, open coding, and semantic coding helps. What are core concept categories? That then you can relate easily. This question, attitude, rating scale. This is also very easy. This is much repeated questions. Every test series you will see it everywhere. These are rules of learning. Rules of learning are like phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, and the critical period. Every time this is being asked. So I mentioned in green color what questions are different. So rest are everything is in the syllabus. You can easily match. No need to get disillusioned with different. That's it. Thank you. Have a nice day.